Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And I'm Will.
And today we will be talking about a couple things today. We're going to be talking about, of course, we got to deal with the comics. We got to talk about the comics because, ain't nothing really been happening as lately. So when it comes to Power Rangers, we got to go ahead and we got to do the comics. But the comics are great. So, of course, we're going to do that. We got to talk about them. So we're going to be talking about issues 11 of both Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin. But also, we got some news for y'all. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, for the past couple of days, it's been getting real in these streets. Like, news has been coming out. And I'm like, some of it is good and some of it is like, it's not so good. So we're going to be talking about, now, we know this is mainly a Power Rangers podcast, obviously. But, we do cover, the Japanese stuff. We do cover the Super Sentai sometimes, we don't go into detail, but we do talk about what's going on over there. So, so we're going to be talking about some news over across the sea. And we're also going to be talking about what could potentially be the new date for Dino Fury. So go ahead, grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever you need to do, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to be giving y'all some news on today. But first, before we do that, I just want to remind everybody that we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Google Podcasts, we are on YouTube, and we are on SoundCloud, and we are everywhere that you can listen to podcasts.
Do not support us on Spotify. If you missed our last episode, that is perfectly fine. All you need to know is do not support us on Spotify. Don't do it.
Spotify. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, don't even listen to us on there. As a matter of fact, fuck them all together because they ain't shit. They ain't gonna never be shit. And that's just what it's gonna be. So.
But also, though, if you do want to know what's up, you can always go ahead and listen to our previous podcast to find out why.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had an in-depth conversation about Spotify and our feelings about them.
Exactly. So if you want to know about it and you want to be like, well, why don't they fuck with Spotify? You go back and listen to our previous episode and you will find out all about it. So, yes.
Yes. And
but like I said, we are everywhere. Go ahead.
But if you are new here, we do have a lot of episodes for you to catch up on. So go ahead and do that too.
Okay, we have seasons upon seasons upon seasons, if you have not noticed.
Yeah.
So, we have plenty for you to listen.
We'll keep you company, whatever you are doing.
There you go. Definitely, try to make you laugh and also entertain you and also give you all the information that we know. Just as a reminder, we just do the same. We do the same shit y'all can do. Just research. We have no insider. We have no insider information. We just be getting stuff off the internet. So I'm gonna tell you right now, some of it may be true, some of it may not be true. Now I do know that most of the time I do follow people who do get their information from inside sources or just know where to look. So 9 times out of 10, the information that I do find is actually true. But we will say if it's rumor or if it's true. We will say it. Pull the information off the internet. So if you want to also fact check us or whatever, or also follow along, most of the information I give is from Twitter. Sometimes it's from Instagram or whatever. And I will do my best to actually cite exactly who I got it from. So just in case if you want to go back and look for it for yourself, you can also go ahead and you can try to, find those people on the various platforms so that you can also follow them and also get the information as well. Before we go ahead and get into everything, I want to go ahead and I want to run through these comments like a Tomb Raider because we got some comments on this last episode. So Byron left us a comment on SoundCloud and basically said, for this past episode, this was such a fun episode. We need a full-time Red Ranger in this franchise, not being evil or overshadowed by her brother. Lauren deserved better. Absolutely. We need a female Red Ranger. I mean, personally, I feel like we just don't need a female Red Ranger. We just need representation all the way around, but that's just me. Give us a little piece of non-binary. Give us a little piece of lesbian. Well, we got lesbian, but give us a little piece of gay. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little piece. Give us a little piece of everything. Androgynous, two-spirited. Give us it all. Give it all to us. Give a little piece to somebody on the spectrum. Like, give us all the things. Like, why can't these people be Power Rangers? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know. I just want to know. Why can't they be Power Rangers?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, cool. Billy was, but whatever.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We mentioned this before. It'd be cool if like a physically bigger person was a Ranger.
Yes. And like, I actually remember seeing a comment like this. I believe it was on Facebook or something, where someone actually said, like, we should see someone of a bigger size as a Ranger. I mean, because we have had it before. I mean, hello, Jetman. So it's not like Sentai has never had a bigger person as a Ranger before. Just in recent years, post Zyuranger, or AKA Mighty Morphin, we never had a bigger person be a Ranger, in Super Sentai or in Power Rangers, with the exception of on Kyoryuger, AKA Dino Charge, where Cyan, or Tyler's dad, that was portrayed by a bigger guy. But how they did it was when he transformed, the suit sucked his gut in. That was supposed to be like a running joke because he was like a fat white dude. So like it sucked his gut in, and then like he just was just this like stocky looking Ranger. But no, like that's kind of a thing that the show just hadn't done in years, was have like a bigger person, which I do feel like, body positivity, like, hello, like, all bodies matter. Go ahead and give, you know what I'm saying? Like, give us a little piece of heavy set Ranger. Give us a little piece of stocky Ranger. Why not? Like, I think that'd be dope. Like, I think so. But hey, it is what it is. But I do think times are changing. I really do. I would not be surprised if down the line, all of a sudden, even if like with Hasbro, like if they were to create something on their own, I think that Hasbro would probably be a lot more experimental in trying to include everyone, versus just, oh, we're just going to stick with the status quo of everybody look skinny or look, muscular or whatever. I do think that they will
straight.
Right. Or be straight, or, whatever, like, I just don't think that they are going to stick with that anymore.
Yeah, I definitely think that just even the little bit of stuff that they've been doing with Dino Fury, I think that's a good indication that things are going to change. Plus, they've been telling us that things are about to change, so I could see it happening.
Yeah, I definitely can see, things are in the pipeline, whether they continue adapting Sentai or not. I definitely feel like coming down the pipeline, there are definitely going to be some changes happening to the show, where it's not going to be the familiar show that we're used to, where everything is so ambiguous, where it's like, oh, well, we think this is it, or we think, and we're just making up stories in our head. No, they're actually going to give us the story. So it's like, yes, finally. Because I really do feel like a lot of times fan theories sometimes are better than what we actually get. So just saying, I definitely hope that for sure we do get some interesting, some brand new types of characters, and brand new types of but just brand new, just newness in general. Because I do think that the show just has been so lost and so behind in the times on certain things. And it's like, now we're just now starting to catch up. And it's like, oh, this show has been going on for almost 30 years and we still ain't had an LGBTQ Ranger openly on the show yet. Like 28 years later, like, oh, like, But then again, like, look how long we had to wait for our first Black Pink Ranger. Hello, Black History Month. But anyway, we got our homeboy Derek Hervey. He left us a comment on YouTube. Yo, Tribunal crew, hope everyone is healthy, well, and always blessed. Standout couple that I would like to recognize from the franchise is Joel and Miss Fairweather from Lightspeed Rescue. Oh, snap. Wow. Okay. Watching their relationship. I'm like,
I saw
okay.
that and I was like, oh, that's going to be interesting.
Right. I'm like, because I mean, every time I think of their relationship, I always think of that one scene where Miss Fairweather was in the hospital. She was in the hospital bed, and he tries to look under the freaking sheet. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What is wrong with you?
That is so violating too.
Like, dude, you freaking creep! Like,
so violating.
What are you doing? Oh my god!
I'm surprised they even allow that on Power Rangers.
Child.
It was a different time.
It was a different time.
I'm just saying.
It was a different time.
Not that it was okay, but it was.
Well, no, definitely not that it was okay, but it was definitely a different time.
All I'm saying is, like, after Kimberly and Tommy, they didn't allow kissing anymore, but they allow him to do that.
Right, that is a great point.
That is a good point.
Saying, right? Like,
but
you know
what? I think that it they were thinking about, I guess, the pleasure of the man and kind of writing things from a man's perspective. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. So I think they were more concerned with that. And like, that's something that maybe even like some little boys would do.
Well, shoot,
I guess they.
Well, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you think about it, like they're writing it from the standpoint of this is a show that is for little boys, specifically little boys. So, and not even just little boys. Let's even go a little bit more specific. Heterosexual little boys. So it's like they are being very specific in how they're writing, and I can kind of see how they were trying to appeal with certain things. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, it's still terrible that they thought that was even funny or that was even a choice to do. I mean, no, but honestly, at that time, I'm not even gonna hold you. And I was like a preteen at that time with Lightspeed Rescue. And it just kind of went over my head. I didn't really realize what the heck was going on until like I was a whole adult. I'm like, y'all really just did that. Like, you dead ass. Like, y'all really just did this on this show. So, I mean, I can understand, like, it was told, like we'll say, it was a different time, but also we were young at that time too. So some of those jokes just went over either we laughed at them or they went over our heads and we just didn't understand the severity of what we were actually watching. And was like, no, that's not okay. Like, no. Now, I'm pretty sure if we would have been like that age and watching a little piece of Ninja Steel and we would have had a little piece of Sheriff Skyfire, it probably wouldn't have hit as hard as it did with some of us. It probably wouldn't have went as hard. It probably wouldn't have hit as hard. I do have to kind of think in context where it's like, your average kid probably wouldn't think like that. They probably wouldn't. Then again, some of these children these days, they've been hanging around their parents for too long, and they like, oh no, I'm a little piece of woke myself. So yeah, nah. So it's a mixed bag. So I can kind of see how, certain things kind of like, because like the world was just different at that time. It was different, and nobody wasn't really. Like, I'm not gonna say nobody, but the world wasn't as like
aware.
Exactly. The world was not as aware as they were in like the early 2000s, as opposed to just a couple of years ago. Like, nobody was that aware. I mean, we were getting there, but the pandemic definitely just went ahead and kicked us over the hump and was like, oh no, everybody's aware. Like, we're aware, and not only that, like, we're extremely sensitive, but that's a totally different conversation. But anyway, Derek goes on to say, watching their relationship develop over the course of the season felt like watching an episode by episode romantic comedy. Joel had to work above and beyond to earn Miss Fairweather's affection. P.S. If you ask me honestly, realistically, Joel worked a little too hard to get the highly intelligent, kind of dorky yet fine Miss Fairweather. But hey, Joel was straight sprung. I believe the payoff at the end. Yes, he was sprung. And she didn't even gave him none. But anyway, she said, "You ain't getting no cookie from me, not until you put a ring on this finger."
I mean, she knew her standards and she did not let up. Okay, girl, get your worth.
She said, "You're gonna have to work for this. You gotta work. You gotta put in work. A lesson." Now, see, thank you. That's a real lesson for the children. That's a lesson. Yeah. That is a lesson for the children to learn. Don't let anybody just try to woo your affections and you just all of a sudden just hear my panties go. No, you make that mug earn it. Make him earn it. Earn it. Don't just he said some nice things to me. I'm just gonna fall for it. Oh, here you go. No.
Nope. Know your worth and remember your worth. Don't let that level slide just because. There are no exceptions in this world because everyone can live up to that standard. It's just whether or not they want to. And like I said in a previous episode, if someone likes you and someone's interested in you, they'll always remember you. They won't forget you, and you're always on their mind. So don't let those fools be sliding to your DMs being like, "I'm so sorry, I was busy." 5 days later.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. You were
so
not.
I wasn't on your mind for a whole 5 days?
Right.
You that busy?
Right.
No. No.
Nope. So know your worth.
Know your words. Know your words. Miss Fairweather knew what was up. She knew. She was like, this mug is a little piece of player. Be always out here with his little cowboy hat talking about he missed the Sky Cowboy. That's how he be winning them girls. She's like, you ain't gonna do that to me. Nope. She's like, okay.
Nope. She's like, if you want me, you gotta prove me. You gotta prove your worth towards me. Wow, words are hard.
Oh, child, girl. But no, like for real, like that's how you got to do it because Miss Further said no. You ain't about to play me like no sapsucker. Absolutely not. You ain't about to play me. But yes, and then he goes on to say, I believe the payoff at the end of the series was definitely yippee-ki-yay for Joel to finally be with the woman he fell in love with while being a Power Ranger.
But my question is, was he actually in love with her, or was it just a game for him?
I think it started out that way.
Towards the end, how do we know? We never saw the to be continued.
I mean,
no. Like, like in the follow-up season when they came back.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
you forgot about that.
I did.
Yeah, like
I did forget about
they were
that.
still together. I think it was like, what were they about?
They were married. They were like on their. Were they just coming from their honeymoon?
No, they were about to leave, and then they they were about to, I think about going on a cruise or something, and then he got the call, and he was like, "Dang." And she was like, duty calls.
I honestly forgot all about that. You have to remember, y'all remember this. Like, Place Be Rested was a season I really did not want to relive. So
yes.
It wasn't a bad season. It's just that Disney really did me wrong. Okay. So I forgot that even happened. You're right. I forgot that happened.
But no, he it was crazy because like I'm like, okay, so I think it really did start out as a game. I really did. It was just one of those things where it was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get her. Oh, she's playing hard to get. Oh, I'm gonna get her. And then he slowly but surely like really was starting to fall for her. And it was like, oh shit. Like, and I think what really sealed the deal was that episode when he got his battleizer and he thought that her brother was her boyfriend. And he was jealous of old dude and almost let him get killed. Almost let him get blown up in that car. I said, Joe, you ain't shit. Because if Fairweather do it like that's my brother, he would have let that man blow up in that car. Like, oh, you ain't shit, Joe. You ain't shit. But no, like I think he really did care about her. Yeah, like he really did love her.
I'm surprised that they actually let. So in a way, that's kind of wrong too, because they used him to sort of demonstrate jealousy in such a toxic way, though, too. Like toxic and dangerous too. Like dangerous to society, not just himself, but like to society too. Like holy moly. You were supposed to save lives, Joe, not the other way around.
Listen, I mean, he did end up saving them in the end, but it was like the end. I had to figure out that this is your actual girl, that is your actual brother.
But that's what I mean. Like it was a situation of like, oh, that's your boyfriend. I'm gonna kill him, right? So that was wrong on so many levels. Like, don't do that, guys. Don't be that level crazy. And you will go to jail. This is not Power Rangers.
Okay, you will definitely go to jail.
So don't do that. Don't follow that.
You will be arrested.
Yeah. So I just feel like that was very wrong. It's interesting that it's supposed to be, like a children's TV series, and they're really demonstrating that all in the wrong ways.
Well, I mean, listen, we already done talked about this, but a lot of these relationships that we got in this show were not done well. Like, I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Like, there has not really been any healthy relationships in this entire franchise, with the exception of maybe Kimberly and Tommy. They were probably the most healthiest relationship we've ever had in this entire franchise. Other than that shit with Kat, toxic as shit. That shit with like everybody had a little piece of toxicness in their relationships after that. Like it's like they just really were not seeing it for the relationships. Like it was weird. Like Wes and Jen, everybody drools. Oh my God. Such a timeless love. First of all, she is in love with Wes's ancestor. Then she go back and she dates Wes. That is whatchamacallit? Great. You out here just running through the family like a Tomb Raider. No, that is not okay.
At least she kept it in the family.
Oh God, that's
but like, wouldn't it be implied that if she was with Alex, then that's like her great grandson?
I mean, that's if she actually did, hook up with Wes and start a family with him. But yes, that's right. If they
that's something I actually never really thought about until somebody said that in recent years. That is screwed up.
It's kind of nasty. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no. I'm sorry, but nah, like Power Rangers in relationships, y'all should probably stay away from them until you learn how to write them better, because these things are terrible. Especially, and I would never forgive y'all for Haley and Calvin. Like that shit was just toxic from the get-go. Like, don't even just no. Like it's a no, it's a dub. So I'm just like, yeah, no, y'all. Don't do relationships no more. But no, I really do feel like Joel and Miss Fairweather, even though they had some moments, they were probably one of the more safer couples. I feel like Jake and Gia was what they were trying to do with Joel and Miss Fairweather. Like they were trying to do that with them. And it just didn't quite work out that way because they didn't give them any plot or any, ways to make them grow. It was just him just hiding behind trees talking about some, oh yeah, look how great Gia is. Oh yeah. Like it's just like, that's fucking creepy, dude. So, it's like, it's like, nah, no. But yeah, I can see how you like Joel and Miss Fairweather. I can see that. And then also, our friend ASD Classified also went and commented and said, the Mystic Force shade at the end. How dare y'all? Listen, let me tell you something. We all know that poor Maddie was robbed. Okay, we know she was robbed. She was robbed, and the only bit that she had was drooling all over Nick, who basically was like, I'm dumping you. I'm leaving you by yourself, but here's my quilt. Like, what? What? Like, you literally gave her a plot point. You gave her a beat and you took it away in the same second. Like, what? Like, nah, no, terrible. I'm like, nah, no. How y'all gave her a plot beat and then you took it away in the same sentence? Like, no, they were terrible. Like, I'll still say justice for Madison. Justice for Madison.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with her, and I liked her from the very little bit we got. They just didn't do anything with her.
Like, she was such a great actress. Like, Melanie is a fantastic actress. Like, the woman is wonderful. And you would think they would have done so much with her, but they didn't. Like, she was so poorly misused. And I feel so bad for her because it's like, it's just really sad how they did her. Like, they gave her the Yellow Ranger treatment, even though the Yellow Ranger in this show actually got more to do than she did. But they definitely gave her the Yellow Ranger treatment, where it was just like, yeah, we ain't going to give her nothing to do. Just let her stand in the background and say, right. That is it. That is all you're going to get. I mean, and she had that one moment where she cried because Vita was a vampire and she was frustrated. But other than that, like, that girl ain't had nothing to do. She just stood there and said, right. So, yeah, no, I feel bad for her. I always felt bad. Oh, yeah, she was turned to stone. Damn, that girl always had something bad happen to her. Oh, my God. Now that I'm thinking about this,
I forgot all about that.
She was a magnet for bad shit.
She, honestly, like, she should have just, know what, instead of Nick leaving town, she should have been the one that left town. She needs a fresh start. She needs to, like...
Seriously, she should have left Briarwood because the way I would have packed my shit and was like, look, I'm done. Oh
my God, you just had me us talking about her. That gave me potentially a new topic. What Rangers would we take out of bad seasons and then like put together for like a good season? Like, I feel like Madison's one.
Oh, Madison would definitely be one for me. For sure. Madison would definitely be. Yeah.
Because that just makes me think, just talking about her, like, that's what, like 15, 16 years ago? And just thinking, like, that's probably just it for her. Like, she won't have a chance to redeem herself. You know, and that's just, that's screwed up.
It's very screwed up. And the thing about it was like the rest of the team really didn't get much do because it was so Nick heavy. So they really didn't get anything to do if you weren't Nick or his parents or Daggeron. Like, they really didn't get anything to do. And then for the ones who did get stuff to do, like, she literally got the corner. Like, everybody, like Nick, Daggeron, and his parent and Nick's parents, they got like half the pizza pie. Then the other 4 Rangers had to fight over it, and they basically kicked Madison off to the corner and was like, here, you get this one little piece, and she gets like the crumbs plus a corner. Like, everybody else gets the full slice, but she gets the crumbs. Like, that's kind of what happened.
That's nuts. Like, Trini from the first couple of seasons got more than Madison got.
She really did.
That's crazy.
She got more to do. Hell, off the first episode? Well, no, the second episode. Second episode, she got to kill a monster at least. At least. But Madison really didn't really get nothing to do. Like, she did kill a monster, but that was with the help of that girl. Like, she never really had a moment where it was like, I'm going to do this myself, or I am going to save the team myself, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, she never had that, or she never had that one defining situation, that one defining moment that made you go, oh, wow, like, Madison is cool. Like, we never got that. Like, it was always them basically making fun of her and being like, yo, this girl whack. Like, she whack as shit. Like, she always hiding behind her video camera, or, you know, or she too shy. And they ain't even did that with that. Remember, they used to have little promos, and she would be like, "Ooh, let me show you what I got on my camera. Let me show you what I took today." And it's like, oh, girl, no, girl, bye.
They took the time to film that and they even put it in the damn show.
At all. Like, we only got to see her use that camera, what, twice? And then after that, like, that was it. Like, they dropped that. And they just had her just basically just kind of playing in the background. Like,
justice for Madison.
Justice for Madison. Like, I'm telling you, like, that is sad the way they did that poor girl. That is sad. But yeah, so that's why, you know, we threw that shade at Mystic Force, because it's like they did that girl wrong. They really did. They did her so wrong. So nope, justice for Madison. They deserve it. But yes, please definitely continue to listen to us. Continue to send us comments. We're definitely going to read them on the show. But moving right along. So I'm pretty sure all of y'all was like, so what's this tea? What's going on, right? What's happening in the world of Power Rangers and Super Sentai? Well, I'm pretty sure y'all know that, you know, little piece of Zenkaija is out in Japan right now. Dawn Brothers will be premiering in I think the next couple weeks. So, you know, not Dawn Brothers, Zenkaija is wrapping up, thank God. And I think they're on like their second to last episode or something like that right now. So that'll be airing if it's not already aired. I think it already did. But so yeah. So Zenkaija will be wrapping up soon, and then Dawn Brothers will be coming. But we got a little piece of information where it shows how well the show has been doing in terms of, you know, toys and all that stuff and business and everything. So Super Sentai just hasn't been doing well. Super Sentai has not been doing well, y'all. Like, it's really sad. Like, the numbers don't lie. You know, Super Sentai has just not been doing well. So let's just so that we can go ahead and just put the information out there. So this is all sales of IPs, which are like, you know, Super Sentai, Dragon Ball, Naruto, etc. So sales for 2021, the full year results. So Super Sentai for 2021, Super Sentai had 5.2. That is actually very low. That is very, 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 very low. 5.2 billion yen. That's very low. Now, Super Sentai in the past couple of years, let me just give y'all a little piece of information. In the past several years, toy sales for Super Sentai have not been high anyway. They've been steadily on a decline for the past couple of years. Not only that, but Zenkaija was not heavy in collectibles. They had very just the guns that the Rangers used to transform, and the little coins that they use, the little gears that they use, and that's it. Like, they didn't really have any toys or anything like that, any major collectibles for the show. So that, I think, really actually hurt Zenkaiger more than helped. So Zenkaiger really did not do well this year. Previous Sentai haven't done well neither. So, I think like the last Sentai that actually did well was, I want to say, Q Ranger. Q Ranger, I think, in recent history was the last one to actually do somewhat well. And that was because of the collectibles, the Q-Tamas. I want to say that was the thing that helped them to do pretty well. But the last one that actually did extremely well was Kyoryuger. That was the last one that was like, ooh, but everybody else, yeah, nah. They had some ups and downs, but Ninja did terrible. TotG was okay. But yeah, like most of you guys' favorites, basically, the ones that y'all love, they didn't do well in Japan in terms of like toy sales and things of that nature. They didn't do well. Kamen Rider, on the other hand, did, and this is all 2021. They did 28.9. So that's like literally like multiple times more. Like, Kamen Rider kicked Super Sentai's ass, like, in 2021. Like, they just, like, it's crazy. Like, they really kicked the shit out of them. Like, it's bad. So yeah, that happened. Then in 2022, Super Sentai did 5.0. So they did 5 billion yen. Kamen Rider did 30. Like, we just know that Super Sentai is just not doing well. Like, I mean, everybody around them is excelling. Hell, even Pretty Cure. And Pretty Cure is like a knockoff Sailor Moon. Even Pretty Cure is doing better than Super Sentai. Like, even that's doing better. Pretty Cure is doing better. Ultraman, if anybody knows about Ultraman is doing better. Just basically everyone is doing better than Super Sentai. Like, legit. Everyone is doing better than Super Sentai. Super Sentai is the lowest performing one, other than Aikatsu, which I don't even know what that is. But like, other than that, Super Sentai is the lowest of all of them. Then we go into 2020. Then we go into sales of IPs for toys and hobbies businesses in Japan. Same thing. Kamen Rider 24.3, Super Sentai 4.5. That's in 2021. 2022, Kamen Rider 22.5, Super Sentai a measly 4.5. So Super Sentai is not doing well. Like, that baby she is struggling. Okay, like, she is really struggling. So I know, Will, you asked the question, do I think it would be canceled? To be truthfully honest, no. I don't think that it'll be canceled. What I think they're going to try to do is they're going to do exactly what they've always done. Try to find ways to reinvent the wheel so that they can try to sell more and try to get the kids more excited for the show again. Which I that's why I feel like they're trying so many different variations of things now, if you noticed, with the whole CGI Rangers. That's why you have
we'll be talking about in a minute.
Right, which we're going to be talking about in a bit. But I feel like that's why they're doing so many things like that, because they're really trying to really try to really try to latch on that thing that could tap into a child's imagination again to make them want to care, to make them want to buy the shit again. Because as of right now, like, this show it's just not doing it. It's just not doing it. For the past couple of seasons, like I said before, they just hadn't been doing well. Shit, like, let's just be for real. They literally went back and redid Kyoryuger in the frame of Ryu Soldier, which is Dino Fury. They literally went back and did that because I'm pretty sure they realized we need to make that money again. We need that money. And they're not getting it because it's like, it's just not, they're underperforming at this point. Like, it's bad when literally every franchise, every IP is doing better than you, with the exception of that one that nobody knows of. Like, literally, like, everybody is doing better than you. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody, even the knockoff Sailor Moon is doing better than you. That's like crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier. I think I had said this in the chat earlier. Like, maybe we heard the rumor that Hasbro and Toei are parting ways. We still don't know if that's true or not. But I was thinking, after hearing this, maybe they and since Sentai has been on a downward path for years now, like, maybe that was reasoning behind the split, if that did happen.
That could be it. Honestly, that really could be it, because I mean, let's face it, like, it really could be that. It could be that mixed in with other things. It could be many things, honestly. But what we do know is that Super Sentai is not doing well. That's what we do know. It's not doing well. And I do feel like, personally, what is really hurting it, for one, is its storytelling or lack thereof. And I know there are plenty of Super Sentai fans who watches Power Rangers and wishes that Power Rangers was more like Super Sentai. Honestly, I don't. I am so glad that it's not. And that is no shade. I know that a lot of y'all love and adore. I was, and still is, and to a degree, I love Super Sentai. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I love Super Sentai. But this mess right here, this ain't for me. I retired Super Sentai a long time ago. It's not for me anymore. There was one point where Super Sentai used to have great story. And they had great characters. The villains made you, they made you very interested. Now, literally, this show has become literally what we complain about in Power Rangers. And that's why I find, seriously, and that's why I side-eye Super Sentai fans who want to talk trash about Power Rangers and say, oh, it doesn't have a story. Have you seen Zenkaiger? Oh, you have, but you love it, though. You love Zenkaiger, but you don't like Power Rangers. It's doing the same thing. But the thing is, Zenkaiger tells jokes and it's flashy. Oh, cool. They bring up old little things that happen in one episode, and they make that a whole thing in their show. Oh, that's cool. I hear that, but also let's also backtrack and let's also realize what you're doing. You're basically saying it's okay if one person do it, but it's not okay if they do it over here. Now, let's just call a spade, and let's just say the thing. Now, if you're okay with Super Sentai because you love Super Sentai but you're okay with dealing with their bull, just say that. But I'm gonna be 100 about it. I don't care what type of jokes Zenkaiger pull out their ass. I'm not gonna hold you. Some of those jokes was funny as hell. I'm not gonna hold you. Because baby, that I have to send it to you. But there's an episode where the Rangers was having bad luck. It was a bad luck episode, and literally Zenkaiser used his weapon, and he called upon. He was trying to get good luck on his side, and he used his weapon, and he summoned all the dead Rangers, and literally they all popped up. And literally, like, the monster shot them, and they all died in the exact same way that they died on their respective seasons. It was hilarious. I was like, this is just dark and cool, but it's funny. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. I thought that was hilarious. But that doesn't change the fact that this show is terrible. It doesn't change that. Like, it literally does not have a storyline. Like, you just having day-by-day antics of the Kikinoids who have no personality whatsoever. They're just flat, just very one-note characters, and that's it. The only people who actually have character beats are the human characters. The Kikinoids are worthless. Like, there's nothing really going on. And the thing is, like, and that's the thing, and that's why I'm sitting here like, but y'all get mad at Power Rangers when they do the same exact thing. Like, y'all literally have pitchforks and flame torches and about to go batshit crazy when Power Rangers do it, but Super Sentai does it, and oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. Like, I just need it to be equal on both sides. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's all. That's all I'm saying. But, you know, I'm pretty sure some Super Sentai fans are going to cuss me out and be like, how dare you? And, you know, and all this stuff. I hear that. And I do hear that. But it's just like, I just feel like you cannot in one breath get mad at Power Rangers for doing Power Rangers for doing the same thing that Super Sentai is doing, but you condone it with Super Sentai. I just don't like that. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying. But yes, Zenkaiger is not doing well, and I don't know if Don Brothers is going to lift up the IP. I don't know. I mean, as of lately, they haven't been having much luck. So maybe, you know, maybe Don Brothers might revigorate the franchise. They may not. Speaking of, however, so there was a little piece of voting that happened in Japan, where, you know, they talked about the characters' faves. Everybody voted on who were their favorites and who weren't their favorites. So as I said before, all the human characters people liked. Stacy was number 1. Zox was number 2. Kaito was number 3. All human characters. Number 4, Duran. Number 5, Majin. Number 6, Flint. Number 7, Varun. Number 8, Gaon, which Gaon is the racist Kikinoid that nobody likes. So yeah. And what makes it so crazy, the villains are on the very bottom. Because nobody likes the villains. The villains are just literally, they're just there. Like, they have no personalities. They're just there. So, and literally looking at the actual voting, so 31% voted Zox. And not Zox, Stacy. Zox received 22.9%. And then from then on out, it's 8%, 8%, 5%, 4%, 4%, 3%. Like, nobody likes these characters. Nobody likes these characters. And that is what I'm trying to get through to people when they be sitting here talking about, oh my God, Super Sentai is so wonderful. No, it's not. It's not. It's terrible. Nobody wants to see these characters. In order to sell toys, you have to make them interesting. Having them look cool don't mean shit if they're not interesting, if they don't have good characters. I don't want to buy nothing just because it looks cool. Like there's a reason why when we bought Mighty Morphin Power Ranger figures, there's a reason why we bought them. We bought them because we liked the characters. We didn't just buy them because, oh, they look cool. That should be the same thing with Super Sentai. Child, no. So that happened. Y'all. And then of course we ended up getting some Don Brothers. That trailer came out because
Brandon, real quick. So what do you think? My bad. So since Sentai isn't doing well and Kamen Rider is, do you think that Hasbro would have any, since they have a relationship with Toy, do you think that they would have any interest in trying Kamen Rider again? I know they tried it a couple of times here, but maybe third time could be a charm.
Well, here's the thing.
Do you think that will work over here?
Here's the thing. So I just found this out myself. I did not know that Hasbro owns B-Fighter, which is Beetleborgs. Did not know that. Had no idea that they actually own that. Which also kind of got me wondering, would they be open to acquiring Kamen Rider as well? Because I do remember back in, 2010, 2011, Saban Brands tried to coin Power Rider, and that was supposed to be Kamen Rider. So Saban Brands was gonna try to do Kamen Rider again. Now I don't know if Hasbro has the rights to Kamen Rider. I'm pretty sure if they bought the catalog, I'm pretty sure that they bought all of Saban's shit. I'm pretty sure they do have the rights to Kamen Rider Black, for sure. Which is Masked Rider, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it is Kamen Rider Black, but I could be wrong. So they may have the rights to only that Kamen Rider, and that's it. Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, which is Kamen Rider Ryuki in Japan, that one actually was done under a totally different company. So Saban doesn't have access to that one. So whatever season that Hasbro, if they were to acquire it, it would probably, my guess, would probably be a much more newer Kamen Rider. Probably something that's probably aired within the last couple of years. If they were to acquire it, it would probably be the one that aired probably like a little piece of 01 or Kamen Rider Zeo or something like that, something more newer. I feel like that's one that they would do. I don't think that they'd go back and try to acquire anything else. But that is a good point to mention, that if they were to try to acquire Kamen Rider, would it do better? The answer, honestly, to be truthfully honest, I don't know how kids would receive it, because to be truthfully honest, Masked Rider didn't do well. Masked Rider did not do well. And Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, granted, it won an Emmy for its fight choreography, which it did. It had some badass fight choreography.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yes, it did. It won a daytime Emmy. Yep, sure did. Sure did. Yep, sure did. It won a daytime Emmy for its choreography.
That's nuts. Wow.
And Power Rangers ain't won shit for the years that it's been out. They ain't won shit. But Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, it won a daytime Emmy. Sure it did. It won a daytime Emmy for its choreography, which I'm not gonna hold you. That shit was good. I have to give flowers where flowers are due. I know people hate that show. Like NPS, if you listening, y'all can go back and listen to NPS talk about it. But the way they would dog Kamen Rider, they would dog the shit out of Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. But
slow-mo walk.
Okay. Okay. But I'm telling you, that choreography, those fight scenes, some of the best. Some of the best.
That's something to look into.
I'm telling you, look into it. Like, they had some fantastic choreography. Like, we talking about, like, I would probably even say it gives, honestly, I would probably even say it made, the way they do their camera angles and the way they do everything, I would probably say it gives post-Zordon fight scenes. Like your Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue kind of era, it gives that. But a little bit more hardcore. Because, I mean, you had, what is his name? Matt Mullins. Matt Mullins is known as a, you know, a proficient martial artist. Like, he is like a bomb martial artist in the industry. So, and he was one of the main Kamen Riders. So, I mean, Matt Mullins up in that joint, like, yeah, no.
You know what? So you just said, you know, they tried the Master Rider back in the day. You're not sure how kids would take to it. What if they don't market towards kids this time?
That would be great. That would be great if they did it. I think it would probably work, because the thing is, a lot of Kamen Rider storylines really would not appeal to kids. Especially the ones now. They would not appeal to kids. They would not grasp a child at all. Not at all. Because 01 literally is about a guy who literally, his I want to say his grandfather or his father, one of the two, owned a company that basically produces androids. And basically when he passed away, he inherited the company. That's not something a kid would be into. Like, let's just be for real. A child is not going to be into that. So I think that now that's if they also decided to keep that same storyline. Hell, they could easily just throw his ass in high school and call it a day. I mean, let's just be for real. But if they were going to try to keep it in the style and in the vein of the actual Japanese version, no child will be interested in that. Not an American child. No, they're not going to be interested in that shit. So I think it would be great if they actually did make it probably like at least a teen show, at least a teen show. I think it would probably do very well. It would probably do very well. Because I'm not gonna hold you. Kamen Rider, and by the way, if you did not know, Kamen Rider 01 is actually on Tubi for free right now. So all you have to do is download Tubi, and you can actually watch Kamen Rider 01 all the way through. So there you have it. And also Super Sentai is also there as well, because the Shout Factory produced it. So if you want to watch these shows with subtitles, boom, there you go. Just a little free plug for you. However, but yes, 01 is actually, I think 01 would probably be a great show that if Hasbro was to produce. I think 01 would be great, because you have not just Kamen Rider 01, but you also have evil Kamen Riders in the show. So it's not just, you know, him just fighting monsters. He's fighting other Kamen Riders. You have a government agency that also are Kamen Riders as well. They come in, and plus you have a female Kamen Rider as well, who, you know, nothing bad happens to her. So they don't kill her off, like, you know, like nothing bad happens to her.
Real quick, did they is that common? Is it common to have a female Kamen Rider?
No. I mean, it's getting there. Like, they're starting to be a lot more proactive in giving us female Kamen Riders, but for years, no. It has always been men.
Yeah, because because from what I've seen, I'm used to them looking like men. So that's interesting. Wow.
Like and the thing is, they'll only give us female Kamen Riders in specials. Yep, they only come in specials, but in the actual show now, they've only been adding them in recent years in the actual show. Yep. So Kamen Rider is actually trying to be a little bit more, inclusive, which we love. But also, I can't help but think the only reason why they're being so inclusive is because they literally just had that lawsuit happen to them, where they're treating women like shit. So it's like, all right, I see y'all. But yeah, so there's that. But yeah, so my only thing is, like I said, if they were to include Kamen Rider, that would be great. If not, I don't know. I think hopefully they do at some point include Kamen Rider, because Kamen Rider is a great show. It really is. It really is good. Don Brothers. We've seen the promo. I mean, they had their live show, basically giving us the info on and the backstories on these characters and basically telling us who they are. And we even got a trailer. So what do you think about that trailer? What do you think about that trailer?
That trailer was something else. Something that we noticed. Was this a different trailer than the one that had been released? Yeah, no.
There's two different ones.
Right, because you had sent us just footage, like a scene a few weeks ago, but this is the actual trailer. So
yeah, something
that a recurring theme from what you shared with us before was the glowing scrotum on Red's forehead.
Yes.
That's something that stuck out. And then of course,
I mean, the trailer literally opens with the scrotum. Like, it's just like, why do we have this? Why is it here?
And something that you had mentioned before. Oh, go ahead.
For me, I thought it was for JJ at first.
Oh, wow.
I mean, hey, it could. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then it's been done. I was like, what on earth am I looking at? What is this?
Shoot, like you can either say glowing pink scrotums, pink vajayjays, pink boobies, like
it's an interesting add-on. I don't know what they thought that was gonna add to it, like I just don't understand visually how they thought that was gonna look great.
And they're everywhere. That's the thing that gets me. It's like, it's not just like for the Red Ranger, it's like bold as day on his forehead. Like, it's like all you think about is nuts, my dude. Like, I mean, dang. Like, for real, craziness. But we get the little piece of trailer and we find out some very interesting things. So, first of all, we find out that they're all human. They are all human beings. That is crazy. That is wild, because now we know that these are actual people. So now it begs the question, like, because I've heard that they're supposed to be avatars. So when they transform, like, do they become like, is it kind of like that situation where it's like Digimon Frontier, where when they transform, like, they're like inside of it, but they're not like morphed, but they're just like their spirits are, or their like essence is inside of this being kind of a situation? Is that what it is? This is interesting. The reason why I say that is because Pink is 7 foot tall. Is a 7 foot tall pink mosquito. Well, a pheasant, but it looks like a mosquito. A 7 foot tall mosquito. And then you got Sonic the Hedgehog, who is like 2 inches tall. So it's like, and their CGI looks terrible. It just looks bad. So it's like, how does this work? Like, how are they going to? What is happening? What are we doing here? You know, it's just, it looks crazy. It looks really freaking crazy. The other thing that stuck out, I don't know about you guys, but to me, is that the villains are humans. Like, they're legit human beings. I'm like, and I'm telling you right now, the one wearing brown is a daughter, and I love it. Oh, that baby gives me life. The life that baby gives me. I was like, oh, that's a daughter. That's a daughter. I love it. I can't wait to see her because I know she's going to be cutthroat and nasty. I just know it. I just know she's going to have an attitude. But it's given. I was like, okay. So let me run through these little bios real fast. Because, I mean, they're pretty much generic for the most part. Also, we do find out that Zenkaiser, that's why I sent the 2 promos, because Zenkaiser is in this one as well, but it's a different Zenkaiser. It's not the one from the TV show. He's different.
Why?
So apparently he's supposed to be a little more cool and laid back kind of a thing versus the wild and wacky one that we have in Zenkaiser right now. And plus his costume is black and white. He looks like printer paper versus the LGBT flag.
Oh wow, that is the exact same suit. Yeah.
Exact same suit. Just like they printed it in black and white. Exact same suit. In Kaiser Black, the master of the coffee shop Donborough, where Haruka works part-time. A character that is very similar to the main characters in Kaiser, but completely different. He supports the Don brothers.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
Child.
He's very similar, but completely different.
But completely different.
What?
Like, what? How does that work? He's very similar, but completely different. Okay, right. Got it. Side eye. Okay. Okay. Like,
what?
What is this?
Well.
Like, what? But okay.
I just love that. That's just a lazy way of saying, like, I don't want to write more.
Right.
Okay.
I don't want to write anymore. Like that is literally what they should have said. I don't want to write anymore. I just don't.
Just watch the show.
Just watch the show. Just watch it. You'll figure it out. But just watch the show. Right. I'm not writing anymore. I'm tired. I've written a whole lot for these other bios. I'm tired. No. Just watch it.
Like I love how like the beginning goes, master of the coffee shop where he works part-time. Part-time. My guy be working part-time, but he's the master of the coffee shop.
Master of the coffee shop. Like
part-time.
And go ahead.
Maybe he put his time in, and now like that's his gift. Part-time work. I don't know.
Okay, who knows? I don't know.
Who knows?
But either way, point of the matter is like you can't start off the sentence by being like master of the coffee shop for part-time.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. He said he gets his hours in that halftime. He says, I put in work, okay? I put in work.
And he's like, but remember, I'm different, but also similar.
But I'm different, but I'm also similar.
Oh my god.
And not even just I'm different, I'm completely different. But I'm similar. What? Like,
I don't know what that means.
The biggest question mark ever. Like, just
like honestly, they could have just left it blank, and that would have been a better bio.
That would have been a much better bio. Just we have nothing. Just watch the show. Like
exactly. Just watch the show.
Just watch the show. Like,
oh my god.
But you know what though? That would be pretty freaking funny if they actually did do that. If they actually left the bio, like they just had no bios whatsoever.
Honestly,
and was just like, watch the show.
Honestly, I would actually prefer that. I think that would be a lot better because then what happens is like a lot of the time we get these bios and they don't even match up to what's actually happening.
At all.
So, like really, you're saving yourself the extra effort of even putting out a fake bio.
Boom. I agree 100%. I agree 100% with you, Lena. That would actually make a lot of sense. Right. If they just only gave us just the character names and that's it.
And people can figure out what they are. Oh my God. Think about the speculations that people would have drawn up. Think about the energy and the effort it got people talking now. This is drawing you free marketing without you actually having to do anything.
Boom. Boom. I agree 100%, Lena. I agree. That is actually smart as hell. That's smart. Like, it literally would be like, don't tell them nothing. Just give them a very baseline description of what the show is about. Don't give them no information on who the characters are. That's nothing. Just, this is what the show is. This is what the show is about. That's it. That's all you get.
That's all.
That's all you get.
That's it.
Like, you don't get nothing else. That's it. And then when you watch the show, then you fill in the blanks and you make it and you like explain for yourself. Okay, these are who the characters are. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's smart. I like that, Lena. They should do that.
Right?
They should do that. Because a lot of times, and we've seen this happen, a lot of times on these shows, like they'll say, oh, this character does this character does that. And the character ends up being nothing like that.
Nothing. We get none of the above.
We get none of it, aka Megaforce. We get none of it. None of it.
Oh.
And remember on Ninja Steel's bios, they had Haley talking about she's a nature activist. When this girl ever said anything about nature?
Not a single day. She only worried about her boyfriend Calvin and her dog.
And her dog.
And her dog. That's it. That's it. Point blank. Her dog and Calvin.
And Calvin.
Honestly, I think she should be more worried about the dog than Calvin, but whatever.
Well, yes. But that's my point. It's like, don't try to be writing these bios and y'all ain't gonna fulfill it. Like, just leave it blank. Or say similar, but completely different.
Oh my God. Okay, we need to read the blue one next. The blue one is great. Read the blue one next, please.
So
the blue one, please.
Monkey Brother. Senshi Saruhara, which his surname actually does have monkey in it. Interesting. That's funny. A 21-year-old man who is well-educated. What? What?
What?
That's why I was like, you must read it.
What?
He's well-educated and well-educated.
What? Now, TV Acai, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, what is this? A 21-year-old man who is well-educated and well-educated. Y'all need to stop. Stop this. Stop this. Oh my God.
Continue it. This is great.
He is called professor by his neighbors and is a good consultant. He is good at analyzing opponents with a keen eye like Sherlock Holmes. The monkey brother that Shinchi Saruhara changes his avatar has power. Oh, so I was right. They are avatars. Okay, great.
Okay.
Do you notice?
Interesting.
Do you notice how they're like, he's a good consultant and he's a professor, but of what?
But of what? Of what?
Of what? Like, he has a keen eye like Sherlock. Okay, but what does he do?
But what does he do? What does he do? How do you make your money?
He's well-educated, being well-educated, okay, Brandon?
Jesus Christ.
I'm getting depressed looking at these dates of birth.
Ha!
Oh my God.
Born 1998?
Wait till you see the next one.
You know, but do you see how old he is? He's born in 1998, but he's 21. That does not add up, my friend.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he'd be older.
A lot older.
What the hell?
Ooh.
Maybe this. Wow.
Oh
maybe that's the actor. Maybe that's the actor's birthday.
Could be.
But that. Are you sure though? That just seems off. Why would they talk about the actor when we're talking about the character?
Girl, I don't know. I'm just
He should be 24 years old, not 21.
I'm just grasping at straws. I don't know.
Okay, you gotta do the Red Ranger too. The Red Ranger is great, and even his birthday doesn't really match up. Let's see.
Oh God.
Born in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So it says Don Momotaro. Momoi Taro. So yeah.
He should be 22, not 21.
Yeah, they have, I think at the end is their real name. And then the beginning is their character names.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably, those are probably the actors' actual ages. That's interesting that they would put those there.
Yeah, that's weird. But okay. So Taro, I can't lie. Wow. That's how we started out. I can't lie.
Yep.
I can't lie. You're lying right now. I can't lie. A 21-year-old man who was born lacking the ability to lie.
Oh, that's why they're saying I can't lie. Okay.
I can't lie.
That's interesting still.
Wow. When he was a baby, he came to the human world in a peach-shaped capsule. So, wow. So
that's what that is.
So that's what it is.
Not balls.
Well, that's a vajayjay.
Or an ass.
Or an ass. Yeah.
So he came to a human world in an ass or in a vagina or in a sack of nuts. Thank you. Awesome.
Isn't that how? Oh shit! I can't say all that number.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness!
Wow! Oh my god!
Oh damn!
Oh my god! Wow, Will.
I mean, they're equal opportunity, I guess.
Wow. He grew up quickly under the man. Under the man?
Uh-huh.
The team. The man is a team?
I don't know. It just says the man. That's all like the man.
It sounds like he has been groomed.
Okay, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like to me. He was doing groom.
He's been groomed, honey. Who picked up and apparently they picked up the capsule, and for some reason he ran away from home. So Taro ran away.
Random as hell.
From home.
And he's now living alone as a part-time courier.
And now he lives alone as a part-time courier.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't even make sense either. Because if you're living alone, you need way more than a part-time job.
Okay, because Japan, specifically Tokyo, is expensive.
Even when we don't talk about Tokyo, like think about even like America and like Canada, like our like single part-time job doesn't even cover the wages of like living. So
they don't cover the wages of anything.
Right. So even if we just take that into our own perspective versus like Tokyo, like that alone doesn't even make sense. So you're living alone but part-time. What? How do you? What?
My guy lives in a shelter. He's Justin.
But he can't live in a shelter because he's not living alone.
No, listen. They gave him his own little piece of quarters and said, "Here you go." Just like they did Justin in Turbo.
Oh my God, yes.
His daddy dumped his ass off in a shelter and said, "Good luck and Godspeed."
I still can't believe that Power Rangers even allow that kind of parenting.
Child, you see how they tried to clean it up?
Right.
Tried to have him come back talking about well, I love you, son. I got a job now. You want to come live with me again? After I done dump your ass off at this shelter? You want to come live with me again?
Right?
Bro, no.
Like, they honestly, I just think overall, like, I know we kind of talked about this earlier with like, you know, Joe's relationship and like, etc. But I just feel that I know there were different times, but when was it ever a good time to kind of like show that kind of parenting? Ever?
Well, I mean, there was never a good time for that.
Right.
I mean, man, when you think about it, it's kind of like it's showing that their parenting isn't always great because things like this happen.
Yeah, I mean, but they're making it the way that they try to cover it up. They made it to like, oh, don't worry, I'll come back. Everything will be peachy and fine. And
they didn't give us enough context.
You know, like the reality is, I'm sorry, but if your parents dumped you out of shelter, you think you'd be happy to see them again? Heck no.
No.
You'd be traumatized.
You'd be resentful.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Like, I wonder what the hell. I wonder what was wrong. Like, you know, obviously they're not gonna.
His mom died.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So I know that they weren't going to give like a real explanation of what was going on with Justin's dad, but I wonder, like, in the writers' heads, like what they, you know, how they justified it. Like, what was the backstory? I'm assuming drugs.
Get out of my head.
You said that before. You said that before.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, because it was always drugs for me. I always said it. That man was a drug addict. He was a drug addict, and he probably lost his little piece of job when Justin mama died. He got on drugs and he couldn't take it no more. And he said, I can't take care of this child no more. I'm dumping his ass at a shelter. Okay, yeah. Listen, I really do feel like that's what happened. Like, you can't tell me that ain't what happened. And then he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get clean and I'm gonna get myself a job while my son lives at this shelter. He's smart. He'll figure it out.
Like, and then not even just that, but like then the fact that when he came back, like, I'm sorry, but what child service would allow you to take your son back just like that?
Okay.
Like, that's
first of all, child services wasn't even involved in this at all.
Right. And that was the other thing. It's like, so you're telling me that a whole kid was dropped off at a shelter, no one called child service, and whoever was taking care of Justin was like, yeah, here you go, take him back.
I'm surprised. Left his ass at the. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say left his ass on the doorstep.
I'm surprised that one of the Rangers didn't take him in, because they would take each other in throughout Mighty Morphin and Zeo.
Yeah.
Okay, because Catherine, it would have been Catherine. I'll tell you right now, it would have been Catherine.
It would have been Catherine. But like, just in general, I'm surprised no Rangers actually took him in either. Like, and the other thing is too, is like, which is odd. I'm surprised, like, not even Ashley's like grandmother wanted to take him in. Like, they could have easily done that. Wait,
they could have given her they could have given us her a season early, because we didn't even meet her at that point.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They could have. They could have.
They could
have fleshed that out better.
Yeah, they could have just done it out better. Like, he could have stayed with somebody, because I just don't see like the Rangers not helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
him in the shelter. That's so weird,
right? That's what I don't know. I just think everything about it, like, now that we're older and we're dissecting this, we're like, there's so many ways they could have easily played this out. And then obviously parents could have gotten involved. Like, I feel like if they didn't want it to be too, like, you know, like legal or too, like, they could have easily just had Ashley's grandmother like come out at exactly like a season earlier and have her be like that cute grandmother that is willing to help and, like, you know, willing to like do whatever it takes to keep a family together, kind of a thing.
And something else that I noticed, since we're talking about this, is we actually didn't see where Justin lived throughout the season. Well, like, we knew that he was in the shelter in the movie, but during the first half of Turbo, where was he living? Was he still in the shelter? Like, they never showed him outside of Ranger work or school. And then I think in the second half is when his dad came back on, I believe.
You know,
no, his dad came in like the first season, the first half.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So remember the birthday episode when he was about to die getting blown up on that bike.
Oh,
his dad came at the end of the episode.
Okay. All right.
But I think he was still living at the shelter there. Mm-hmm.
You know what? Okay. I'm surprised that he just didn't sleep at the command center with Alpha.
I could see that.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would have been a better like storyline if you didn't. Like, it would have made slightly more sense instead of like having child service or like a shelter involved. Have him like in a place where he's protected, you know.
That, oh man. So I'm thinking like, okay, so on his, you know, in the school office, on all of his papers, where would his address be? Unless Zordon and Alpha doctored fake documents, but that also gets into the legal stuff because that's illegal.
Bottom line is he could have just stayed with Alpha and Zordon or whoever was in charge at that time, and he would have still been better off than the shelter.
Demetria.
Whatever.
Oh, God.
One that keeps asking shit and questions but suddenly can speak properly. Okay, there, lady.
She's dead to me.
Damn. I mean, yes, but I still say her ass died. Like, but honestly,
I don't think she died. I think she just dipped.
Yeah, that is right. You think she ran away?
Yes.
She was like, "Listen, I'm gonna go help Avatar," and in actuality, sis was like, "Fuck this, I'm getting out of here." Screw this. I'm done. Goodbye.
Oh my God. All I'm saying is that the command center, wherever they were staying, would have been a better place for Justin because they wouldn't have to explain anything. And then it would have seemed like he was living he was living somewhere and the address could be one of the Rangers, like one of the other Rangers. Like it could have been easily altered if he had stayed at the command center with Alpha.
I guess.
Instead of like the shelter where it's like, oh, you left your kid at a shelter?
Especially if the command center has like all of the secret places like the like in the comics. Exactly. And like some of the places that we've seen in the show too, because it was like huge.
That's what I mean, right? Like, so I felt like him staying at the command center would have been more easily explained, or at least have it be in a sense that like he's still protected, like he's still a child at the end of the day. No matter how much we dislike Justin, he's still a child, and his father literally just abandoned him because he's a crackhead of some sort. Oh,
damn. We said drugs, and you was like, he's a whole crackhead. Like,
you know what? At this point, he can be whatever we want him to be because he left his son. Okay.
I mean, yes, he totally left him. He dipped out and was like, bagger.
But you know what I don't get? Well, how the heck did he get the house later on? That was a nice house.
Listen,
he got a nice job somehow.
Well, how do you get a nice job after being a crackhead and like ended up in rehab? Like, who gives you a job that like who can trust you after that? I'm being honest. Like, think about it. Like,
I mean, maybe in his recovery, like he convinced somebody so much that they said, you know what? I know you have this talent. Let me give you this job. I don't know. I'm just pulling that out my ass.
All I'm saying is, who really trusts a crack addict or like a drug addict? Like, nobody. Literally nobody. Because that's how they ended up there to begin with. Like, they're not trustworthy. No.
Girl, listen. I don't know. And also, just the FYI, we don't know if this man was actually a crackhead or not. These are our own personal things, so don't follow us up.
Yeah, don't come at us. This is
Okay, just take everything we're saying for a joke. Okay, we're not. We don't know. Okay,
we don't really know. We're just trying to make the storyline a lot better and a lot more legalized and
than what it was.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That storyline sucked.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
Moving right.
Like you said before, headcanon is better than a lot of the stuff they write.
Exactly. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, personally, I think our story is better, but hey,
right?
I think our story is great.
Oh my god. Read. Okay, so on to the next one. Read the Yellow Ranger. You're gonna cry laugh. I'm cry laughing right now.
So yellow. Oni sister, Haruka Kito, aspiring manga artist, a 17-year-old high school girl. She wins a manga award and grabs her glory, but she ends up being a warrior. What does that mean?
That sounds kind of like Tanya when she got the record label, but the record deal, but she was already a ranger, but she chose being a ranger over it. But I guess in this case, it looks like she gets what she wants and then she becomes a warrior.
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm just trying to figure out what they mean by grabs her glory. What does that mean?
Right?
Maybe she gets a job. She gets a job writing manga since she won an award.
I don't know. We need to figure this out. Because when I hear grabs your glory, I'm thinking of something else.
What? She's underage, man.
Oh my god. Okay, well, see now lives with her female.
Now we got even worse context with this.
Well, this is also Japan, so that doesn't even matter.
And this is a translation, so I mean, it could easily mean something else. Like there's just the word that they chose. But I'm still trying to figure out what does it mean to grab your glory. I just want to know.
And then it gets better. She now lives with her female detective aunt. Female detective aunt. I didn't realize an aunt could be another. I guess it could be non-binary, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, what's the point of saying that? I mean, it's a translation, so I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a translation, but I don't understand. She lives with her female detective's aunt.
Yeah,
that doesn't even make sense.
Oh, I just realized that doesn't make any sense.
Oh my god, did you get that long?
She lives with her female detective. Wait, hold on. Let's try to figure this out. She lives with her female detective's aunt. So wait, she has a female detective? Or like, does the female detective, is it a female detective who has an aunt who she lives with? Like, I have questions. Is this aunt somebody that's dating? Is it a lesbian relationship? I have questions.
It took you guys so long. That's great.
I have questions. Like, what does this mean? What does this mean? I want to know. I want to know, y'all. I need to know.
Okay, so the Black Ranger.
Black Ranger.
Must read.
A 24-year-old man who is currently wanted. Oh, a sarcastic hater, selfish, and not trusting of others. He is accused of...
No, you read that wrong. Not trusting others, not of others.
Oh, not trusting others. Yeah, okay. Not trusting others. He is accused of mystery. What?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? He's accused of mystery.
Wait, keep reading.
And is searching for the true criminal while fleeing. So what y'all saying is he is on the run for a murder, for something that he didn't commit, for some crime he didn't commit, and he's trying to find out who did it.
Okay, that's
That's what I'm thinking that they got, but this don't make sense.
He looks like Sonic.
He looks like Sonic, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm still stuck on a sarcastic hater. Why he got to be a sarcastic hater?
Selfish and not trusting others.
So he just terrible out in these streets, huh? Okay.
Are they trying to give us a bad boy? Because this is not a bad boy vibe. This is just a very like not Rangerly vibe.
Not even that. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what the devil kind of jacket he got on.
Oh man.
What is this?
That collar is popped. And it has buckles.
It is popped.
I think those are buckles.
I think they are. I think they're buckles.
Oh.
That jacket is ugly. Like, I
actually want to see it. I want to see more of it, actually. This is an interesting
I'm interested in the jacket, but the last one's gonna kill me. Read the pink.
Oh god.
Wait. Real quick. Just in case nobody's seen the trailer. When he transforms into a 3
100 centimeter tall.
Which in feet is 3'3". So he's tiny, and like Lena said, he looks kind of like a black Sonic the Hedgehog. And he is CG. He's totally CG. What the hell?
That little scene where he was fighting, that jump looked flicked. He looked dumb.
I actually, while it did look really stupid, it was one of the highlights of the trailer for me.
Because it looks stupid.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna hold you. That little part where he like rolls underneath Yellow's legs, that shit looked stupid as hell. But it was also funny. And then he playing hopscotch with the 2 little bad guys. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm not gonna hold you. His part was kind of funny. It made me chuckle. I was like, this looks so bad that it's funny. So maybe that's what they're trying to capitalize on. Maybe they were like, we're going to make this purposely bad so that we can make people laugh at it.
Okay.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Read the pink.
What the hell?
Pink got me stressed. I ain't going to hold you. I was depressed reading Pink because the way they shaded Pink. So,
keep reading it.
Pheasant brother, a 33-year-old wife.
How is he a wife? What? What?
Okay, a 33-year-old wife who lives an ordinary life. But he looks like a whole guy, okay? Unlike other members, there's nothing to lose. Not having his own dream, he is betting on his wife's dream. So
what?
I'm extra confused. I thought he was the wife. But now he's not the wife?
He is not the wife.
Like, what? And what dreams are we talking about? And what dreams are his wife's dreams? And what is he betting on? Like, how is he doing this? He has nothing to lose. So is he gonna like bet it all away? Is he, what if he's one of those like inside traders? Oh
my goodness. That'd be
God.
I mean, he is living an ordinary, a 33-year-old wife is living an ordinary life. That rhymes.
First of all, the way they try to be a little piece of Nicki Minaj, like, don't do this. What is this? A 33-year-old wife living an ordinary life. Like, what? Stop this. Stop it. Stop it right now. Like, y'all are not going to rhyme me to death. You're not doing it. Y'all are not going to do this to me. Hell no, y'all ain't doing this to me. And my thing is, I'm like, first of all, they make this mug sound depressing as hell and we the same age. Don't do this. Like, for real, is this what we are?
He's representing for the millennials.
Okay, like, I'm like, damn, like, I know, it's not all roses and shit over here, but goddamn, Like, I ain't that impressed. Like, damn, like y'all just made my life sound terrible. I mean,
well, not really, because like we're not living an ordinary life. Who's a wife?
Yes, none of us are wives over
I'm not
here.
I'm not like
living ordinary lives.
You know,
none of us are wives living ordinary lives. None of us are doing that.
No, we are living our best life out here. Not as wives, but as ourselves.
As ourselves. Jesus.
We're not trying to rhyme up in this joint.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. When this guy morphs, he was it 220 centimeters, which is 7'2".
A mosquito.
That's interesting. And he gets really skinny.
He gets really skinny. That's what I'm saying. Like with big feet. That's why I'm like, I need to know, like, are they going to be like a little piece of Digimon Frontier and just be avatars, like their little essences or whatever is inside the avatar instead of them like actually like fighting? You know what I'm saying? Like their bodies getting all like contorted and shit. Like, I feel like that's what it really is. Like they're just inside, but they're not like physically inside. Because other than that, that just wouldn't make sense to me. That wouldn't make sense. But, child, these designs look crazy. Like, that CGI looks terrible. But yeah, so that is our Dawn brothers. The bad guys, like I said, are also a little piece of humans as well. Oh, I didn't even send y'all the his dad, Taro's dad. Let me send y'all his backstory. So this is Taro's dad backstory.
Who's Taro?
The Red
That's
Ranger.
Red.
Oh,
so
that's a name, Taro.
So Momoi Gent. So a foster parent who picked up and raised Taro. Since then, I haven't grown old for some reason. What?
Keep reading.
I'm so confused.
I haven't grown old for some reason. He's been guilty of some sort and is in prison, in a virtual prison. But he can appear in various places as an avatar. He distributes mysterious sunglasses and gathers 4 people as a companion to Taro.
Wow.
Interesting.
This guy, he looks like a wrestler. Tajiri. I just sent it to you. Who he was spit green mist in people's faces. He looks just like him to me.
Okay,
that's the first thing I thought of when I saw him.
I'm looking.
He does not, but whatever.
He does not.
The hair and the puffy eyes.
What puffy eyes?
Not.
He does not.
I don't see it, Will.
I don't see it either. I'm sorry, Will. Like, somehow, like, I'm just gonna say we all don't look the same, okay?
I know.
I knew somebody was gonna say it. Like, I knew it.
Oh my god! I mean, like, well, you all would be saying it too if I sent you a similar photo.
Like, ooh, child, that ain't it. That ain't it.
No.
That ain't it.
Oh my god.
Like, oh no. No, baby, that ain't it at all.
Oh my god. Oh.
But
I'm
yeah.
so confused at the point where he's like haven't grown old for some reason and he's in virtual jail. Like, this guy's getting double whammy in jail. What did he do?
Like, and he just ain't in prison. he's in prison and it's in virtual prison. So he ain't just in prison once, he in prison twice.
Yeah, double to prison. What did he do that he ended up in prison?
What did he do?
Oh my God. And he can appear in various places as an avatar. Like, that's kind of creepy.
Right.
Like so
he appear in your bathroom, like,
right?
Hey, how you doing?
Right. And my thing is, if he's in prison, how does he have access to all this power?
So it sounds like that's a good question. It sounds like he's going to be the mentor, because he gives mysterious sunglasses and gathers 4 people as companions to Taro. So that would be the 4 other Rangers, and maybe the sunglasses are their morphers.
Jungle Fury.
I don't know.
I'm hearing Jungle Fury all over again.
Right.
That same thing I said. That same thing I said. Like this is definitely giving Jungle Fury for sure.
I mean, they only did that once, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know what they've done in the Sentai. They've only done glasses once.
In Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, Power Rangers once. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is Dawn Brothers.
Interesting.
So will I be watching it? I probably will. I want to see what this show is going to give, because I think this shit is going to be hilarious.
I want to at least see the first episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it the first episode too. I'm gonna give it the first episode. I mean, that's what I do anyway. I always try to give the Super Sentai episodes at least like 5 episodes max. I always try to watch at least 5, because literally the first couple episodes are just nothing but intro episodes to like let you know who they are, let you know what they're fighting, kind of a thing. And then I kind of like gauge on whether or not I want to keep watching. With Zenkaiger, I already knew. I was like, I'm not watching this shit anymore. But Dawn Brothers, I might stick around if it's good. So Dawn Brothers, we shall see. Because like I said, that villain wearing the brown, I just want to meet him. If we can meet him, I want to see what he's going to give, because that baby's going to carry. I already know that baby's going to carry. Because that is, oh, child, I can't. That baby is fierce, honey. So I can't wait to see her. But yeah, that's Dawn Brothers. Now, Power Rangers. So, we didn't talk about enough. We didn't talk about Sentai. It's a lot, right? But Power Rangers is right around the corner as well, apparently. If y'all didn't know, VA Games on Twitter basically posted that Dino Fury could possibly, well, let me change that. The Power Rangers Hype on Twitter posted a tweet saying Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2 premieres on March 5th, ? So that left all the girls gooped and gagged. Like, everybody was gagged. It was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? So it is for Teletoon, confirmed by KYL416, and a video on YouTube I found, child, that person really messed that up. And is a video on YouTube that I found. So he had the YouTube link. And apparently, he also quoted, "Us non-residents of Canada won't have a way to watch it, like, at all. I tried searching in the past and wasn't successful." So apparently, I'm guessing, a Canadian website, TV Passport, has updated to now have a S2 section in their episode guide. In the section, a seemingly new episode listing named Numero Uno for March 5th. Could this be for Netflix or could it be for Teletoon? So, the first episode is entitled for that episode guide. It is called Numero Uno. Amelia is busy running Buzz Blast while Jane is away and can't believe that Void Knight could be back. But when her busyness causes problems for the team, she realizes she must commit to protecting the city from evil.
Oh, goodness.
So it's pretty generic, pretty, like, oh God.
I can only imagine how they're going to handle that.
Right. KYL416 on Cable Forum has now revealed episode 2 of Dino Fury. The festival, excuse me. Wreckmate returns more powerful than ever, and the Rangers realize they need a new weapon. We know what that weapon is going to be. It is the Dino Fury bike, or the Dino Fury cycle, whatever it's called. So that scene that we saw earlier, late last year, or was it late last year or January? No, it was this year. It was in January, I believe. Excuse me. That scene, that we saw, with Zato and the bike, that is going to probably be from episode 2.
That's quick.
So yeah, I feel like they about to overload us with toys like it's nobody's business. So what do you guys think? Like, do you think it's going to actually be here in March, or is it going to be just a situation where just Canada gets it, but nobody else do?
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense if it would start in March, because usually that's the case anyway. And it gives us enough time to, like, I wonder if they'll roll them out every week or just drop all of them. But I think it would make sense, because we haven't had any news about it. I don't know. I think it would make sense. I wouldn't be surprised if, since we're talking about it right now, we'll get some news like sometime this week or something.
I mean, I would hope so, but also let's also be very clear. It's not unusual. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Sorry. But it's not unusual for Netflix to just drop random stuff without any type of notification. That's not unusual. They do that. They'd be doing that on 10. So, I'm hoping that they don't do that, but they do give us a heads up. But it
that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Like, we get an announcement, but I wonder if they would release the entire season on that release date, or if they would.
No. They don't do that. Netflix doesn't do that.
Oh, they don't?
No. Normally if it's like a series.
If it's a Netflix original, but if it's not Netflix original, they cannot release a whole entire season.
Okay. And not only that, too, also if they don't release it when it's multiple episodes. Like, what they'll do is, like, say for example, like if it's like an 8-episode season or something like that, they'll release all 8. But if it's like something that has like a long slew of episodes, they have to break it up. So they'll release like maybe 8 here, then turn around and release the other 8. It's kind of a thing, but they don't release just like everything all at once.
Okay.
So they're definitely gonna release it. If they do release it, they're gonna release the episodes up to a certain point and then cut it off, kind of a thing. So I imagine they're probably gonna release all the way up to like maybe episode 11. If they do something like that, they release up to like episode 10 or 11. And then we have to wait a whole nother like half a year for the rest of the episodes to come out. So that's what I think is what's going to happen. But I mean, that's even if they release in March, because they haven't told us anything. So, so yeah, that's what we got. So, Lena, you're lucky. You get Dino Fury and we don't over here. So you tell us how good it is, because we don't get it.
Well, you never know. I really don't think that we're going to get it first, because usually we don't get anything anyways. It's usually the other way around. So who knows? Maybe this is misinformation.
Or maybe they might just be like, you know what? We know that we be doing Canada wrong. We know. So we going to make it right. We going to give y'all the stuff this time.
I mean, and you know what, though? It is interesting that they're doing this, because the fandom here in Canada is not as big as it is in the US.
Well, I guess they were like, you know what?
It's
we gonna do it. That's what we gonna do. We gonna do this.
The only thing I can see is like it's gonna fail epically, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that was the wrong choice."
Nah.
I'm being honest when I say this genuinely. Like, I remember like when the 2017 movie came out, right? I remember seeing like not news article, but like how people post things online and stuff like that. So I seen like lineups of people trying to get the tickets. Here, people are like, "Oh, there's a Power Rangers movie. Oh, okay." My theater wasn't even packed. It was like very sparse on opening night.
Oh, my theater was like, it was packed, which I just knew. I was like, oh yeah, this movie's gonna do well, because my theater was like, first of all, we had to end up getting the later show tickets because the show we wanted to get was sold out. And then for the later show, me and my friends couldn't even sit together.
See,
so it was wild.
Yeah,
which I was like, oh, this movie's going to do well, and of course it did. So
it did not do well in Canada overall. Like, there was no lineup. Like, I remember when I was buying my tickets, the guy was like, "You're here awfully early." I'm like, "Oh,
damn."
Am I?
Like, what are you doing here? It's like,
pretty much. He's like, there's no lineup for it, right? He dead ass literally said that. I was like, oh, well, I'm already here. So what do you want from me?
Okay, mind your business.
Right? Just sell me the damn ticket.
Just give me the damn ticket. Shit.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just don't see it. And I'm just saying this genuinely, like, in all honesty, right? Because as much as I want it to be big here, it was not. And I don't think it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same with like the release of Dino Fear if they choose to do it just in Canada.
Well, I would hope that they wouldn't just do it just there. Like, I would hope the plan is to maybe kind of like I would hope that maybe what they're actually trying to do is give you all like the platform of like, not really the platform, but like the access of being like, hey, this is it. Like, this is where you can watch it. And then, put it on Netflix for us over here. Kind of a thing. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't foresee them trying to pull a France and be like, oh, we're only going to show this in Canada for right now. It's like, that's dumb. Like, just like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense. That is pretty much all of our news for today. In terms of Power Rangers and Super Sentai, we know this has been a very long session.
Yeah. This was fun though.
It was fun. So what we could do is we could go ahead and we could, we're gonna just touch on these comics. We're not gonna go into detail because we've been here for a minute. So, we're just gonna just lightly just touch and elaborate on these, not elaborate, but just politely just, touch on these comics just a little bit, feel on them, kind of get a good idea, try to give the people a good idea of what happened in these comics. And any highlights that happened. So once again, we are reviewing Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers issues 11. So, basically overall, so I'm just gonna ask, overall, what did you guys think of just the comic in general?
Ooh. Like of the series or like that's all.
This particular issue.
Okay. So for me, it was definitely much better than the last two issues we reviewed. I think it was issues 10 for both series.
Okay.
It was better. Still slow. It's the storytelling aspect of it for me.
Okay.
And the ending did shock me for one of them. The other one was sort of like I think, you know what? I think both ending was kind of like an abrupt ending for me, where I was like, oh, okay, we're here. Got it. So that's my overall reaction.
Okay.
For this issue, I liked it had a nice bit of teen drama in there. I like that. And I liked Zardis. He introduced us to the Century Force 4, which that is a cool little group. The ending I really liked because it was a surprise. It was a surprise, like, to find out that Zordon and the Rangers they basically already know that Zardis is not to be trusted.
Right. They know Zardis ain't shit. They were like, we already know, like, it's cool.
Yeah. And then knowing that their plan has actually already kind of like gone off the rails, even though but they have the leverage of being a step ahead, but that whatever they were planning, it's been derailed. So I like that.
Okay. I am going to say I am kind of in the same boat, but also for me, I definitely enjoyed the teen aspect of this one a lot. We got a lot of heightened emotion, especially with Kimberly and Matt. So I enjoyed all of that stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you, I got confused. During the part where Zardis was explaining the plan when he introduced the Century Force 4. I got very confused. I was like, is this happening? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think that was just...
But that's like... But what it was... Go ahead.
I think it was just us going into his mind to his thought of how the Rangers and the Century Force 4 will work together.
Yes.
It didn't actually happen.
Right. That's it. But that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. But me reading it for the first time.
Okay.
I was like, what is happening? Like, what is this? Is this happening? Did this happen? Like, because I see Lord Zed doing a death drop on the floor. I'm like, did this happen? Like, what happened? So that part confused me. But other than that, I actually did enjoy this issue a lot. I'm with Lena on this. I did enjoy this one a lot more than I enjoyed 10 for sure. Because I just loved how everybody, how everything was coming around and how it's definitely starting to pick up for sure. So we're definitely getting into the actual war now. So this is going to be a very interesting thing. Also, did y'all pick up the little piece of queer stuff? We got Zag over here hitting on poor little Adam. I'm like, ooh. Adam is just picking up all these little aliens. Like, they love themselves some Adam, baby. They like, ooh, I want a piece of him. Like, give me some of this cute little Asian meat. Like, give me him.
Damn. Okay. Wow.
They said, give me some of that Asian meat, honey. Because they love themselves some Adam. First it was Scorpina. Now it's Zad. He said, he is just really trying to impress Adam. Like, see what I can do? Look at me. Aren't I great? Isn't and Adam's like, yeah, you're great. You're great. But yeah, like I did enjoy this. I did enjoy it. And we definitely get the idea that Zardis is, he's not trustworthy at all. What is something in this issue that really stuck out to you?
I think the abilities of the Century Force 4, that was really cool to find out what they can do. So we were introduced to Zeta, who's the leader, and he's like a swordsman, and he's like, all of them are very loyal to Eltar, but I feel like him being the leader, he's like the most loyal. Then we have Zag, who has rapid short range teleportation, which is like what's the X-Men that has that? Isn't there X-Men that has something
Nightcrawler?
Like okay, yeah. And that's the one that's attracted to Adam. And then Zenith, the soul, I feel like that's the only girl on the team, and she's able to fly. She has like not exactly butterfly. Well, her wings do kind of remind me of Butterfree or
I was gonna say
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, they're like little butterfly wings.
And 00, who is either very small or a child. I don't know. And they're inside of a huge robot, maybe like a 7-8 foot robot.
Yes.
Which that reminds me of from Spider-Man, Into the Spideyverse. It was one like that. But yeah, they're really cool.
I actually thought of that too when I saw 00. I was like, oh, that's like the little girl from like Into the Spider-Verse. Cool. Okay.
Oh yeah. And then the fight between Zelia and Zardis in the Century Force 4 at the end of the issue.
Oh yeah. I'm not even gonna hold you. The way Zag came flying like a Tomb Raider and kicked poor Zelia in the face, I was like, oh no.
I love the fight at the end between Zelia, Zardis, and the Century Force 4. That was really cool. And that was basically when they figured out, Zordon and the crew figured out that their plan had kind of screwed up, because that was all interesting how that all happened. So Zelia, she came onto Zardis' ship and said that, I've made it, I escaped Zed. And then he says, okay, you rest. And then he basically knew that she was lying. And then he goes into his private quarters, and while he's in there, he realizes that Zelia is in the room. Then they go at it, and then the 4 come in, and then they basically gang up on her and knock her out. And then Zardis contacts Zordon and the Rangers and lets them know that Zelia he has her, and he's going to rehabilitate her and send her back to Eltar, of course leaving out everything that happened. And then that's when we find out that Zordon and the crew, they know what's going on, but they also realize that Zelia has been that part of the plan has been screwed up. So yeah, that was probably like that whole stretch of a scene was probably my favorite part, along with the introduction of the Century Force.
Okay. Lena, you had any favorite parts in this?
The whole thing, I just kind of took the whole thing in as it was and just read through it. So it didn't really, can't say I do. What about you?
I guess for me, my favorite parts in this comic for sure was the fight with Zelia and the Century Force. I did enjoy that. That was pretty freaking dope. One of the other parts that I actually enjoyed, between Billy, Adam, Rocky, and Aisha. I thought that whole conversation was hilarious, because it just seems like something that would, like a conversation that would legit actually happen. Like, it was like, well, have you talked to Zordon? Well, I mean, not really. Well, I mean, is he angry with you? Like, I mean, no one hates you. Like, I mean, they're just having this conversation at lunch, like regular smuggler teenagers. And it's actually really cute. how it's done. So I definitely enjoyed that. And of course, Adam is actually a lot more goofier than Rock. Which is very interesting. Yeah, that's pretty freaking interesting that he's a lot more goofier than Rocky is. So I'm like, interesting. And I just love that part when Rocky is like, and don't kill the messenger here, but so I was gonna take away your like he just like gives us this whole run-on sentence. Like Zordon's gonna take away your corner. I'm sorry. Like,
I'm actually surprised that they were so chill with him about like, I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't feel as portrayed as they should have.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not because, and the reason why I'm not that surprised is because they weren't with them that long. You know, True. I could see Tommy and, you know, Kimberly feeling some type of way more than the others for sure. But I can see them kind of being like,
it's like whatever.
Yeah, like they don't really have a horse in this race. Now you notice Kim and Tommy are nowhere to be found. Like they're not near, but he goes and have lunch with the newbie. You know what I'm saying? So because they really don't have an opinion.
Well, I mean, but also Kim was in her feelings with Matt and Tommy was in his feelings with Matt. So they're all in their own feelings. Like, so they're, I don't know. They're just being very woe is me, you know?
First of all, this whole thing with Kim and Matt, I kind of just wanted to like not even really pay it too much attention. I mean, I obviously like, you know, obviously I read it because I mean, I'm the drama, of course. On one hand, I can understand both sides. Like I can understand both sides for both Matt and Kimberly. I kind of get the two. My only issue is I feel like, and I've been seeing this the whole time with Tommy. Tommy feels threatened by Matt, but I don't understand why you feel so threatened by this boy. Like, why do you feel so threatened by Matt? Like, Matt didn't do anything for you to feel that threatened by him. So it's like, other than him having your old powers, I mean, Kimberly obviously is not, you know, gonna just up and leave you for him. That's just my issue with Tommy in this issue. Just in general, so far with this comic, I just kind of feel like Tommy just does the most for me. Because even when Zardis goes up to Tommy and is like, well, you know, we can handle. You know, if there's anything that you need us to do, I mean, we can handle him if you want. It's like, bruh, like you dead ass? Like, come on, man. Like, it's just like, Tommy, come on. I mean, of course, Tommy was like, no, I'm good. But I'm pretty sure Tommy in the back of his mind was like, we probably should get Zardis to handle him or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I just kind of feel like Tommy is petty. Like, Tommy is really like, I don't know. Like, it just feels like Tommy is just giving real, like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it's cool. You can handle him if you want, kind of a situation. But yeah, overall, like, those are definitely the standout scenes for me in the comic, for sure. We did get a little piece of Zophram, all butt ass naked, after he didn't got the skin burnt off him. So we did get that. Mug is doped up, honey. Like, when I say dope, you see syringes, like bottles, like he is doped up. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that Mug is shooting.
Shut
He is shooting.
Oh man! Once again, we see Zardis ain't shit because of the way that he's just manipulating Zophram into thinking that Zordon, has something to do with this.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, he's definitely been playing Zardis from the jump. Like, not Zardis, Zophram. Like, he's definitely playing Zophram like hardcore. So, I mean, we can see that these are the seeds that are being planted so that, Lord Zed can, you know, basically be like, all right, this is how I came to hate Zordon, you know, kind of a situation. So we shall see what happens. I mean, this issue definitely left me being like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Like it's going to get real soon. So I was pretty pleased with this issue. Power Rangers issue 11. I'm going to ask y'all the same questions from the jump, like I did with the first one. Overall, what do you think about issue 11?
This one was another fun one for me. I felt like there was more I don't know if stakes is what I want to use, but it seemed like there was a great consequence, you know, towards the end. That ending was something else.
Right? That ending was so abrupt. I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
The fudge? Did I read that properly? Did I see this properly?
Did I see it properly? Yeah.
Right? Did I see like I literally had to zoom in on the photo. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. It's like multiple things happening at once.
Yeah.
Like that are horrible.
Yeah. Like I feel like it was interesting and then it was just like an abrupt ending. Just kind of like how the first one ended for me, where it's just like, oh, holy. But this one was more like, holy shit, I did not see that coming. Oh, whoa. Like, whoa.
Let me rip you apart.
Like,
yeah,
God.
At least with Mighty Morphin, even though their plan was kind of screwed up, at least it seemed like there was some hope since they have the leverage of at least knowing that Zardis is the enemy and he doesn't know that they know. But in this one, it's just bad.
It's bad. Like,
and I feel so bad for that robot. I'm like,
oh my God, him too. Jeez.
Like, wait, like, why is Lord Dragon so mean to him? He's like, you'll never be a ranger. I'm like, he's like, you're just the help. I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why you had to stab him in the eye though?
Right? Exactly. Why you had to like do all the things you did? Like, if you literally admit that he posed you no threat, let him be. Why did you have to like murder him the way you did? I don't know. I was just so upset with this. Like, poor robot, okay? Poor thing.
Yeah, she got the worst punishment ever. It's like, damn, you ain't had to do that robot like that.
Right? And,
like, you really didn't.
I need an explanation. How did Lord Dragon come back? Like, what happened there? Like, I'm so genuinely confused.
He was just like spit out of something.
Yeah, from what I understood, he like ripped it out of his hand and then like locked into something and unlocked the whole thing. I'm like, whoa. Did you have that slide underneath your skin?
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant like how he came back in general. Okay. Yeah. Was it in his mouth? He put it in his mouth and he like bit down and took it out. Ooh.
Child, that
was crazy.
I need explanations. Like, what did I just witness? Like, what the heck just happened?
Like, I was like, wait a minute, sir. First of all, you just coughed up something. And I'm pretty sure he cut. Yeah, I'm thinking he coughed it up because like he definitely coughed up something. That's what I'm saying. It must have cut his mouth or something.
Yeah, I would thought that like maybe it was implanted in his cheek or something and he bit down on it to take it out. Ooh.
I thought it was implanted in his hand. I'm confused now.
Oh
no, like he's definitely coughing. It looks like because he's like, that's what I took it as. It's like,
I thought he was coughing on his hand. That's I gross. Thought he was like, come, like I don't even know.
No, like he's like.
Bottom line is, this guy is fucked up. Okay, this guy is fucked.
Yeah, like he coughed up something, and apparently, like he's coughing up blood because maybe it cut him or something, and now he's like, I guess like a laser tool that was able to like cut open the freaking collar.
Wait, so like what did that do? Was that like a key that was supposed to unlock Lord Dragon? Like what happened? Like why couldn't he morph before? Now he can.
I don't think you really missed anything. What happened was, okay, so the collar really was just kind of like a thing to keep him in check. But remember also the Imperials. Remember, I don't know if you remember this or not, but basically, at the very beginning, remember, if you remember or if you don't, I'm not sure. Lord Dragon was running. He was running away because of the Imperials. So he was kind of like under the Imperials, under their influence, kind of a thing. And they broke away, but apparently they took his powers or took away access to his powers. I'm not sure they took away his powers or not, but I know they end up giving him the ability to morph again. So they gave him his morph, but because there's a part where he's literally talking to the emissaries in the cell after he broke the collar off. Because those blue word bubbles, have you found them, human? Though that's the Imperials talking in his head. And then he's having the whole conversation. So then he's like, well, I did what you wanted me to do. And then the Imperial was like, our bargain is concluded then. So then he gave him his morpher and it was like, you're free. So that's how he was able to morph.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's his reward.
Right, for betraying the ring. Technically, the Imperials do have access to the morphing grid because of the fact that they are just the antithesis of the morphing master.
I still feel bad for the robot.
Not the morphing masters, the emissaries. Sorry, I screwed that up. Emissaries.
Either way, I still feel bad for the robot and that yellow ranger at the end. They did not.
Yeah.
That way.
And the crazy part was what I loved about this issue for me. I love the fact that the yellow emissary was like, girl, didn't I tell you not to bring your ass here? I told you to leave me alone. I wanted to be left to my lonesome. I told you, if you come here, somebody gonna die. I told you that. Now you're gonna get me killed. And what happened? What happened? Trini, you got him killed. Mm-hmm. It was your fault. You got him killed. The yellow emissary was like, I don't want to die. I wish you would have just left me alone.
Yeah, they before that happened, the emissary, it revealed some things to the Omega Rangers. I think they saw Kaya killing somebody. They had no idea that Kaya actually took a life, it looks like. And then they also showed them Zardis stealing the Zeo crystal. So they were shocked at seeing an Altarian, they noticed right away that was one of Zordon's people. And they found out that they're, have some nefarious ways. And something that the emissary had said to them was, Altarians have always sought order, but over the centuries, those in charge have come to covet unlimited power, which would, that explains the whole alliance with the Imperials. Mm-hmm. But it was also cool that they finally brought in what the original title for this arc was called, Unlimited Power. That finally made sense.
I ain't gonna even hold you. I thought that this was actually very interesting, especially for the fact what really sucked about not sucked, but what was really interesting about this issue. It was a setup the whole time. It was legit a setup to find the yellow emissary, and literally they played right into Draken's hands. They played right into, because Draken was instrumental in helping Trini find the yellow emissary. He just literally was basically setting them up so that they can find this yellow emissary and get it killed. So I'm like, dang, that's really fucked up. Honestly, and this is just me. While I enjoyed this arc, I've been enjoying this arc so far, and I've been enjoying everything about it. What I am kind of sick of, high key, I am very sick of Lord Draken. I need Lord Draken to go away for a long period of time.
Honestly, Lord Draken is fucking annoying. Everything about it.
Seriously, I need this mug going. And I understand, I know that he's popular, you know what I'm saying? He's popular, he's cool. and all of that, because I mean it's just another iteration of Tommy. So I mean, obviously it's like, oh, he's cool. He's like that mosquito that just won't go away. That just keeps in your ear, and you keep swatting at him like, go away, and he's just like that's Lord Draken, and it's like I need his character to go away for a little while. Like, go away and stay going.
Actually, while we were talking about Draken, I actually was thinking about like, where do we go? Where does he go for the last issue? And this is kind of a maybe a fantasy booking thing for me. What if he, at the last minute, he does have some sort of a change of heart and like helps the Rangers, but then is killed, and then that way we won't have to see him anymore? Because like you can't have him be like just an ally of the Rangers like that. The only thing that like I could see either that, or if they don't want to kill him because of how popular he is and they want to like hold him off for later, maybe he'll go off and then, you know, just do things on his own. But at the same time, like if that happens, he did so much bad. I don't know if they would let him free, you know?
My thing is, and I don't want them to. I don't want them, because that's the scary part for me when it comes to the whole Lord Draken thing. I don't want them to redeem his character. This man literally committed genocide. Like, legit. Like, he legit committed genocide. So it's like, I don't want them to be like, oh, well, he's reformed because remember they reset the timeline and everybody's back and everything's okay. No, I don't want that. I don't want him to be redeemed for his actions, because he's the reason why we got what we got with this whole Shattered Grid situation. He's the reason. So, I don't want them to forgive him for that. And I don't want him to be a little piece of anti-hero. I don't want him to be a little piece of Venom or whatever. I don't want that. Like, the mug is evil. He is sadistic. He's a murderer. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't want him to be redeemed. And I feel like more and more, I feel like that's what they're going to try to do. And it's a trope of many 90s comics. Like, 90s comics did this trope all the time. But I don't want them to redeem his character. Keep him the sadistic, crazy ass Lord Draken and call it a day. And just have him be a villain that's in the background that the Rangers are just going to have to keep trying to face and keep trying to get rid of. And have him pop up every now and then, but to have him kind of like be like, oh yeah, I'm a bad guy, but I'm gonna help you this time because I don't want the bad guys to overstep me or some bullshit. Like, no, like I don't want that. I don't want that. And I kind of feel like that's what's gonna end up happening with this comic. Like, I feel like that's what they're driving him towards, is this whole thing of like, we're going to make him an anti-hero. Like, we know he did all this evil shit, but he's going to end up helping the Rangers in the long run, some kind of way. I don't want that. I don't want that. But that's just me.
I was thinking like they could like milk this out if they did that and give him like his own comic of his adventures, and it's like, don't want to see that. I don't really want to see that. But there's people like, I don't have to read it. There's people that do.
Oh no, like Lord Draken has like fans. Like, Lord Draken has fans. Like, I mean, we see the cosplay. Like, people love Lord Draken, but I'm just like, I don't. Like, I think the character is overused, should have been dead a long time ago. Should have died at the end of Shattered Grid, to be honest with you. Like, that should have been it. If you ask me. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, I guess, but it at some point, I do kind of feel like, okay, this Lord Draken shit got to end. Like it's got to end, because how long can you drag him out? Kind of a situation, like without progressing him in some sort of way, whether you make him into an anti-hero or you put him in a position where it shows his true natural animalistic nature and turn him back into the sadistic murderer that the Rangers are after. Like what is it going to be? Like, what are you actually going to do with this character? Because as of right now, it's like, I feel like he's playing this like in limbo kind of thing. Where are you going with this? Like, where are we going with this character? And that is like my only gripe with the comics in general, in terms of Lord Draken, the character. What are you doing with him? Because it just kind of feels like Lord Draken is just this character that just is like, we don't quite know what we want to do with him yet. We have an idea, but not really. Kind of a situation. That's kind of what I'm getting from it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Other than that, I thought that this comic was great. I most definitely enjoyed the action in it. Because, Yellow Emissary was like, I'm not going down without a fight. Like, Yellow Emissary was like, I'm not going down without a fight. You ain't about to kill me. I know I'm gonna die, but I ain't gonna go down like no pump. And you see, he had to come and grab him from the back. Yes, he grabbed Bug by his head. Did you see that? He grabbed him by his head.
And split him from the head.
Split him from the rooter to the tutor.
Like, I'm still shook that happened.
Like, ripped him in half.
Yeah. And all the while, the planet that the Imperials, they were able to track where the Rangers were, which, was where the Imperial or the emissary was. So they are in the process of destroying that planet while also killing the emissary. And we learned also that every time that a emissary is killed, an Imperial comes up and is born in its place. So now they will have the three Imperials that is needed to cleanse the universe. So that's we're screwed.
We are screwed. We are screwed. Enter the war. The Eltarian War. So, this is where we are. This is where we are. Overall, like, how would you rank these issues?
Me, I would give it a 4 out of 5. Both of them.
Okay.
Same. You took that right out of my head. 4 for both. These were good.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 for both for me too.
Yeah.
For me too. Like, you guys, if you out there are actually reading the comics, like, I know we behind. Shut up. But like, if you are reading the comics, like, you definitely should. Like, if you aren't reading the comics, you should. If you are, let us know. Let us know if you're enjoying them. Like, these comics have been fab. Like, they're fan freaking tastic. So if you are reading them and you're enjoying them, like, definitely, like, let us know what you think of them. If you aren't reading them and want to get into them, I hope that our reviews, I guess, entice you into wanting to read them, because these comics are great. They're fantastic. Oh my God. I was about to miss some important news. Oh my God. So before we conclude this episode, I just also want to remind everybody. Now this has probably already happened because this episode airs on Wednesday, but February 15th, the first half of Beast Morphers will be exiting stage left off of Netflix. So, yeah, everybody, if you have not, when you listen to this episode, you will find out late. What's Drake's album? If you're reading this, you're too late. But yeah, like that's basically what's happening. So you will not be able to find season 1 of Beast Morphers on Netflix come February 15th. They are not getting rid of Ninja Steel.
Although they should, because Beast Morpher is a lot newer than Ninja Steel. So I just feel like if you're gonna get rid of something older to make room, whatever that means for Netflix, why not get rid of Ninja Steel? Like,
yeah.
This is not shading Ninja Steel. This is just being honest. Like, Ninja Steel is older. So why not?
No, shade Ninja Steel. It's fine.
No, I'm not. I'm saying this to like as a genuine like what doesn't make sense how they are doing this, right? Because Beast Morpher is a newer season, so that should stay on way longer.
I agree.
Point blank and simple. But my shade does come. Ninja Steel sucks. It needs to exit. Thank you.
It needs to exit stage left quickly, but apparently they are like, no, we're gonna keep it. We are going to keep it. First season premieres ever. Has one of the best ones ever. That one will be gone. Well, okay, question. Do you think that maybe, perhaps, they might put it on a little piece of YouTube?
Probably. I can see it.
Because I kind of feel like they are probably going to do something like that. I think they're going to do a little piece of putting it on YouTube and calling it, because as of right now, we are still on. If anybody is watching the review of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, they are halfway through Lost Galaxy right now on YouTube. So, if you're doing a rewatch, go ahead and rewatch it on YouTube right now. So thank you for listening to this episode. We really appreciate it, obviously. And my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.